Hi, I'm Ollie Hayes and you're watching The Fan Carpet. We are here at the London Film Festival in Leicester Square for two premieres tonight. The first, The Sapphires, starring Chris O'Dowd, and second, Quartet, the directorial debut from Dustin Hoffman, and we'll be chatting to some of the stars tonight. Congratulations on a fantastic movie. And can you tell us a little bit about the conception of it and kind of, you know, what made you want to bring this particular story to the screen?
Basically, it was about it was Tony Briggs's family story. So it was a stage play back in Australia back in 2004, 2005, and it was a hit. And I was a part, as an actor, I was a part of that stage show. So it was quite easy. And I remember Tony Briggs, after the completion of this season, he got so many offers from around the world from producers, and I was in the right place at the right time. I was a very good friend of his. So it was a little bit, what's that word? Incestuous. But I was, yeah, in a sort of man way. But it was I was making short film and TV, and it was great. So stars aligned, got the role, and from there we produced it for the last 7 years.
Okay. And was it important to have Tony as a screenplay for this?
Yeah, it's his mum's story. He's a talented writer, and it's his first film, but he's an actor as well, so he's just great with story. And have Keith Thompson, whose heritage is English, so I suppose Keith was great with structure and Tony was great with detail. So we sort of joined forces, and yeah, the film's there.
And can you tell us a little bit about the casting? I mean, particularly Chris O'Dowd is quite an interesting choice. Most people will know him from the IT Crowd, so
yeah,
to suddenly appear in this kind of very different film for him.
Well, we wanted to get into the London Film Festival. I said, who can we get? Michael Sheen, Chris O'Dowd, you know, but no, seriously. But we're going to Dublin tomorrow. No, it was nothing like that. Basically, I saw Bridesmaids in LA, and I went to LA because we were after a couple of English people, but because the original role was English. But I went to LA, saw Bridesmaids, and just rang the producer and said, we've got to get this guy. And then it was just a period of, 4 to 6 weeks, and Chris was sort of on a roll, really, and I don't know why you should ask him why he did an Aboriginal musical in Victoria, Australia, because he could have done something else and made a lot more money. But I suppose it's come full circle. But that's one of the reasons why I saw Bridesmaids. He was correct, and we changed it.
You must be so thrilled to have your film premiere at the London Film Festival.
It's like, this is massive. The fact that we're here, like, it's quite unbelievable that we're premiering here in London. Like, it's quite. I feel quite speechless, to be honest. Yeah. Great honour.
And of course, it's a great film to be a part of, and obviously it's based on a true story, based on the play. And Tony Briggs obviously wrote this screenplay as well as the original play.
Yes.
Was that important having him do that?
Oh well, it's his family story, and I guess he has that insight. And that's what the story needs. It needs an insight from someone who's within the family. He grew up with that music. He grew up with his very strong women in his family, So it couldn't have happened any other way other than him writing the story.
And did you guys get a chance to meet the original lineup at all? And how were they helpful in getting you into character?
We just observing them was so great for the family dynamic. Going, they really don't hold back. They love each other so fiercely and their family so fiercely that it's just anything goes. They just say what they want, do what they want, and there's little bits of bickering, and then there's laughter and so much joy. And just to witness that firsthand was like cool. We were, we've kind of, the four of us got along so well instantly. We kind of, I think half of the 90% of this was the casting, maybe, like getting that chemistry right between the four women. I keep saying it's just as important as, Arpats and Kristen Stewart.
So much, we know.
So
we got it.
And what about Chris O'Dowd? I mean, were you familiar with his comedy work in the UK before you made this film?
IT Crowd, like, big fans of it. Like, that's how I knew Chris's work, and the fact that he came on board, put faith in this film. And he said himself, like, he said this himself, that it's a world that he knew nothing about, but it excited him and he wanted to get to know more about it. And with his craftsmanship and his skill as a writer and his skill as an actor, he just brought so much to the role of Dave Lovelace. Like, it was wonderful working with him. It was great.
So to ask you about the crafting of the comedy, you worked in the States, obviously in the UK, and does it change now in Australia, the way you perform the comedy?
No, not really. I mean, as long as the people that are at the top of the tree have the same kind of sensibilities, it doesn't really matter. And I find that the differences are probably far less than you would imagine in terms of whether it's Graham Linehan or Judd Apatow or Wayne. They find the same things funny. So as long as I can make some of those things happen, then it's a very similar experience.
And the script for you, what enchanted you about it?
I felt like I didn't know the world. It felt very new to me. I felt ignorant about it, which was always tantalising, and the music is just incredible.
Yeah. Bursting into song on set.
Bursting into song. I mean, that's we were lucky in that Jessica Mauboy is this incredible singer and loves singing. Like, will just be walking around singing all of the time. So everybody feels comfortable just banging out tunes all of the time. That made me sound really hip. I'm not sure if I can get away with saying banging out tunes anymore. I suddenly felt very old when I said that phrase. But it was quite joyous.
So can you tell us a bit about the character you play in the film?
I love my character. She's a fantastic character. She's a mezzo soprano, retired now, and she's just beginning to creep towards dementia. So she has, but she's still very joyful and happy, and has a few blackout occasions. But I love the character.
And you're part of an incredible ensemble cast, and many of the friends and peers. How was that? It must have been a fun atmosphere.
Do you know, it was really, we had a really good time, all of us, because we were in one location. And some of us knew each other. I'd worked with Maggie before, and I knew Tom from years back. It was just a ball we had. I mean, it was hard work, long days, but just gorgeous. And what amazes me is how the whole thing ever got insured, because most of us are well over 70. I think Sheridan's the babe.
Yeah, and they must be. I was saying earlier, I think it's a film that a lot of films now are showcasing kind of, if you don't mind me saying, an older generation.
Older generation. The wrinklies will rise, definitely.
Proving that you're still top of your game. Is that kind of part of the appeal?
I think it's because there's so many of us that occasionally we want to watch people of our own age. I mean, I also like to look at young, beautiful people. But sometimes it's nice to identify with the characters that have the same dilemmas as we do.
And of course, this is Dustin Hoffman's debut as a director. How was he?
He's so lovely. He's such a kind director, and also very attuned to everybody around the set. He's aware of anybody who's in trouble or who needs help. I think he's a lovely guy, just brilliant.
And as obviously he's an actor himself, so was he very, as you say,
very helpful as an actor, and understands the process that actors go through. Although, having said that, I don't have much of a process. I just get on and do it, I think.
Congratulations on a beautiful debut, first of all.
Thank you.
I imagine you've had countless opportunities to direct. What was it about Quartet and the material you connected with?
Honestly, it's the lady next to me, because I wouldn't have done this one if she hadn't kept pushing me forward. I've come so close to directing films throughout the years, and I've always pulled out, thinking, the script isn't right. And my wife says, if you wait for the script to be right, you'll never direct anything, because the script is never right. So ultimately, you just have to say, I'm going to do this.
Dustin, how do you feel your experience as an actor has helped you direct?
Well, I think the best directors have been actors. I think one thing that actors have in common, which directors are not usually sensitive to, is that we are asked to get it right immediately. All the time is spent lighting the scene, deciding what the set is, and the actors are sitting in their campers or wherever, makeup room, and they say, okay, everything else is ready. We're now ready for you. Then you come on and they expect you to get it right away. And I think the most sensitive thing a director can do is let them fail. Let them try and fail until, let them have as much time as the other people had getting the set right. And that's the best thing you can do, I think, is to allow them that comfort zone,
I know you are an amazing pianist. Is it the passion of music the reason why you decided to direct this movie?
No, it's a coincidence. I wanted to be first a classical piano player, then a jazz piano player, and I wasn't good enough, or I would be doing that. I'd be playing a gig right now. But it was a coincidence. It didn't hurt though, because the film is filled with music, and it's, I think, one of the things that keeps it afloat is the wonderful music that's in it.
First of all, you're part of an incredible ensemble in this film, and friends.
Oh, you bet.
So how was that on set? Must have been fun.
It was a scream. Most of them are funny. All of them are funny. Maggie's a scream, and Michael Gambon would have you on your knees howling. It was just, every day was a joy.
Dilly, how's your approach to performing changed over the years as both an actor and a comedian as well?
It changes very gradually. I get more nervous than I used to. I don't know why that should be, but it stays pretty much the same, and gradually, the change is so gradual, like age itself, that you don't really notice it, because I'm 37 in my head. I haven't really changed since then.
So what do you do to deal with those nerves then, if you said you get a bit more nervous now?
Yeah, I do. It seems to be I'm getting more nervous as the years go by. But I've spoken to other people and it's the same for everybody.
How do you deal with those nerves though?
Think, just kind of meditate, you know, take it easy. Because what you really want to do is tighten up. But if you can sort of make yourself relax a bit. It's the same when the trouble is in Britain, a teacher will say, Connolly, concentrate. So you go, But if you're going to concentrate, you're much better to relax. So the temptation is to tighten up. But the best thing to do is to try and relax, just take it easy. It's difficult to learn, but once you've got it, it's great.
Do you feel you've mastered it now?
No, but I'm getting there.
Can you tell us a tiny bit about Dustin Hoffman as well as a director? How was he for that?
He was a brilliant director, absolutely, because he understands actors so well. So he'll never put you in an awkward position. He's dealt with that before you got there, you know.
Does he let you just get on with it as an actor now? Or is it
absolutely, just does it. And I love the way he'll say something of your own. Just say something. You know, he'll say, I don't like that. You shouldn't be saying that. Say something of yours.
Cool. Thank you
it's
very much,
lovely.
guys.
It's such a luxury.